Hi, this is my family. We have always enjoyed living life out of the box, and we are always striving to push ourselves to new limits. As a family, traveling to new places and spending as much time as possible enjoying other cultures and ways of life has been a highlight of our lives. Now we are embarking on a dream that is 13 years in the making as we move on to our catamaran sailboat, Boketto, and see what life is like out on the water. We started sailing in our 28-foot monohull on Lake Superior in 2010 and have been looking forward to going on full-time since 2012. In our crew, we have Captain Eric, First Mate Maggie, Chef Finn, Sous Chef Birch, and our entertainment, Lila. Also joining us are the two floofs, Fuzzy and Footy. Follow along as we show you the highs and lows of this lifestyle.
Today we put our boat back in the water after having been pulled out of the water for a full year. We have been a bit stressed about how this would go, and we knew there would be repairs that would be necessary after having sat in the tropics for that long. Boy, did we underestimate what this would entail. Despite the interior of the boat being in beautiful shape after the year of constantly running the dehumidifier and having wiped down every surface with vinegar and having left bowls of vinegar hanging out, and our guardian was checking on it weekly, there were a lot of mechanical parts that weren't happy with the year of misuse. Cue the mechanic calls. Here, the people in the boatyard are getting the boat ready to be lifted, and at the moment, they have two huge boats in the way and giant blocks of cement. So, they're doing a little bit of a workaround. I don't care how many times we've done it. Watching our boat get driven around with a remote control trolley around the boatyard is very stressful. And in the moment, up until they put that boat in the water and get the straps removed, I am on pins and needles. Alright, so on the day we splashed, Eric was aboard, and Finn and I waited with Birch, Lila, and the cats to get on board after Boketto was docked. Finn and I had just walked away for literally 2 minutes to watch the boat go in the water, and in that short amount of time when Birch and Lila were responsible for the cats, Putty escaped under the deck at the restaurant. So we had 3 waitresses and 2 or 3 mechanics trying to help us get the cat out from under the deck, and they worked on it for at least 20 minutes, and finally we got the cat out from under the deck. In the meantime, Boketto had launched, and we basically missed all of it. I think the cats were highly relieved to be back on the boat. They took their normal positions, as you can see. Fuzzy basically looks dead here. He definitely is just stretched out and feeling pretty good with the AC blowing on him. Yeah, Putty's clearly feeling pretty good about himself too.
Putty, what are you doing?
He's demo at this team.
Aww.
No. So, what didn't work on the first day? Well, most of the air conditioners, we have 6. 2 in the salon and 1 in each of the 4 cabins. The generator. Also, our new-to-us solar arch and lithium was a gaping void in our collective knowledge banks. There is a huge learning curve to all of this. By now, we've started to unload all of the bags that were left in the boat that had vacuum-sealed towels, sheets, blankets, couch cushion covers, pillow covers, clothes, and all of the stuff that we left from the galley. Everything was unloaded, and I got rid of 2 giant bags of things that either didn't fit, that we didn't need, or that we definitely wouldn't be using. Despite getting rid of so much stuff, this is the first time we've ever actually lived on the boat full time, and just figuring out where everything goes is kind of a challenge. Here we're in the starboard hull, and this is our room, Eric and I. We have a bathroom. It's a Jack and Jill with a shower. The shower is shared between Lila's cabin and our cabin. This is our storage closet for my clothes. And then this closet will have shirts hanging up and pants and stuff like that. There's not really that much space in there either. There's also a big drawer under the bed that has Eric's clothes and my swimsuits. But overall, really not very much storage in these. There's some hooks and stuff that we hang stuff on, but that's about it. And then moving down into the hall, you can see Lila's cabin down there. This is our rain gear for the boat and all of our extra bedding. We have about 2 full sets of extra bedding and these blankets that we put on the bed at first and definitely did not need. Now moving into Lila's cabin. This is probably the cleanest it's gonna look because I just finished with it. She's got this big drawer here full of clothes. She actually has more storage than we have in our bedroom. She's got the hooks just like we have. She's got her nice anime poster. All of her stuffed animals and toys are there on the bed. She's got the overhead cabinet, which is really nice. This big shelf that she has is perfect for her because she can put all of her little beads and jewelry making things and stuff like that. Then she does have a closet here behind that door, but that's basically where Eric stores his travel suitcase for when he goes to work, and there's not really that much space for anything else. Fuzzy's a good helper. Here we have Lila's bathroom, and in Yachty terms, it's called a head. Fuzzy's also helping with this tour. Lila has hooks in the bathroom. She hangs her jewelry, she hangs her towels. Not very much storage space, but just enough for a preteen. That's the shared Jack and Jill shower, which probably will be used, I don't know, twice a month or something. We typically tend to shower on the transom of the boat, and it's just too hot to shower in the bathrooms. There's no airflow at all. Fuzzy's helping again. By this point, Eric and Birch had been here for over a week, and we had been here for about a week, and we hadn't quite gotten used to kind of washing our clothes out each time we wear them. So it built up, and I had to do it in a bucket. Laundry in a bucket is not for the faint of heart. It takes about 6 to 8 hours to do a whole boatload, including sheets, and I do not wish that on anyone. Once we get to Martinique or St. Martin, I hope to install a washing machine on the boat. For now, if I have too much, then we do have to take it into town, and it actually isn't that expensive, but it's still not in my budget. It's about $50 to $75 to do the whole boatload of laundry. Remember when I said that one of the things that wasn't working on the boat was a generator? Well, that will be a continual theme over the next month, and here Eric is trying to troubleshoot it while Captain Bigglesworth looks on. You may be thinking that at this point it's all work and no play. That's not true. Sometimes we get out, we go swimming, we make friends. We do like to go to wing night at one of our local restaurants here at another marina, and this is on the way back. The road situation is pretty atrocious, and this one road in particular is basically one lane. There's deep trenches on either side, and the cars are always backed up and honking, and it's just a riot. We love it. The honking is from the big trucks that are trying to weave their way in and out of the parked cars and the 2 lanes of traffic, and it's also just a really nice way for people that live here to communicate on what they're going to do on the road. Another thing I love about Grenada are all of the little neighborhood bars, and all along the street in particular there are tons. And one of our favorites is right here on the left. It's called Nimrod's. They have a nice little grocery store in there too, with fresh eggs and some of our favorite West Indies beer. In the evenings, the kids relax in their rooms with the hatches open to get the breeze, and we do fixes. Right here, we're fixing one of the air conditioning units. We have to pull out all of the filters, we had to barnacle buster them, and flush them out, and basically get them working again. None of these things are things that we knew how to do before we lived on a boat. and most of it we still don't know how to do. Even though we YouTube it and try to figure it out ourselves, a lot of times we're repairing the same thing over and over and over again. Most of Eric's time on the boat is spent fixing things from sunup to sundown, and it's a good thing there's a whole boat genre repair out on YouTube, otherwise we wouldn't even know where to begin. About 99% of boat repairs involve squeezing yourself into tiny little holes to try to fix tiny little clamps on tiny little lines. And we have success. This AC is officially working. In the middle of the day, when boat projects are just too hot to even contemplate completing, we like to try to find some exercise. And on this day, Eric and I walked from Clark's Court Marina over to Hog Island and enjoyed this beautiful setting. This is Rogers Beach Bar, and often there are lobster bakes, and people come out here on the weekends for picnics, and it's all in all just a beautiful spot. And to be honest, sometimes we just need to get away and enjoy a little bit of peace and quiet out of the busy marina and the boatyard. In the meantime, Lila went for a play date with some friends, and Birch is helping us get rid of the bread that we neglected to put in the freezer, which goes bad really quickly here in Grenada, where they don't use preservatives in the bread that we buy fresh at the bakery. If you hold up a piece in your hand, one might come and get it. You don't? Rough out today. At the dock in Clark's Court, it's pretty murky in the water because there's a Clark's Court rum distillery that makes rum, and it's located right at the end of this estuary down there in the mangroves. And when they release their stuff from the factory, it turns the water kind of brown and murky. And that's one reason why we can't wait to get off this dock. So join us next week as we get off the dock and we go enjoy more of what Grenada has to offer, including Carnival.